Namaste, family. Welcome back my way on this divinely guided day. Hopefully, you are well and rested, getting ready to start a productive week. For those of you who celebrate, happy this day for you. I think it's Easter, right? But look, y'all. Okay, I told my daughter today, I said, have you noticed Easter always falls on a Sunday, no matter what? No matter what, there are certain holidays that just have to fall on certain days. Okay, something about that. That's something about that. In addition to that, right? Yeah, something about this energy of love being a better vibration and a more fruitful one. Hmm. A more fruitful one. Okay. So this is what I channeled y'all, and I wrote it down too. I wrote it down. Okay. It feels good to be loved, and there are energies that long for your love and attention and don't always know how to go about getting it. Okay. Some feel they should be able to force things on you or force their way in or, things of that nature. And this is the energy that you have rejected many times over. Okay. In the past, possibly even in the present. Okay. But they don't want to be rejected by you. Okay. They want you to accept them. Okay. But there's a certain thing that comes with this, right? And they're going to have to need to find a different approach, bottom line, or actually flat out change because until they do change, um, they will not be allowed by the divine creator of all living things near you. And that's what these energies need to enter and overstand. It's something about that. Okay. They want you to accept them. And it's not like you don't, family, you just don't congregate with them or you don't find yourself like being right there up under them type energy. You're not for that. You're for the peace and sometimes they are not. Okay. And I feel like these are just, it's energy of masculine, feminine energy alike. Okay. Masculine, feminine energy alike. All right. What's going on? Yeah. See, they don't know. It became flat out. No one wants revenge. Okay. And that's why I started out with saying, like, love is the highest frequency. Okay. The highest vibrational frequency. Okay. Oh, quick disclosure. Sometimes I come in hot and sometimes not. And I did start off real quick. Okay. What that means is I do cuss, I curse, I speak the truth, and I call out names of God it too. Hopefully you can vibe like that. And if you can, allow me to be the first to welcome you. And if you are new to I'll be in 1111 Energy Soul Tribe family and you have recently subscribed, thank you so much. I am grateful for you. I am grateful for you coming back, tapping into the messages. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for your confirmations, everything. Okay. So my A1s who are my day ones, I am so grateful for you. Okay. Everything that you have done for the space, I am grateful for you. Okay. Everything. Absolutely everything. Pushing the channel, like, share, subscribing, hit me up. Just, you know what I'm saying? Everything you've done, however you contribute, I am grateful. All right. Before we hop into this message, y'all, let's go on and ask for protection. Okay. And this is speaking to the God within you and all around you. Okay. Divine creator of all living things, I do ask at this time that you keep us protected during this read all reason all the time. I ask that you provide us with clear and concise messages as well as clarity, guidance, intuition, wisdom, and discernment. Any negativity, any toxicity, any evil being projected towards myself or the Soul Tribe family, I ask that you shield our minds, bodies, souls, and vessels from it, as we too shield our minds, bodies, souls, and vessels from it, clearing, canceling it, and releasing it back to the universe for the universe to do with that energy as the universe sees fit. Ashe, and thank you. All right, y'all, let's hop into this energy. So, yeah, someone out here doesn't, they no longer want revenge, okay? Somebody that was looking to damage you in some sort of retaliation for perceived wrongs or whatever the case may have been, revenge came out in reverse, okay? I feel like somebody no longer wants revenge, all right? Um, and then I started, yeah, it feels good to be loved. And there are energies that long for your love and attention and don't always know how to go about getting it. Okay. I feel like you are a loving energy. All right. You vibe real high. Okay. Someone no longer wants revenge. Thank you so much. Yeah, because they could have been sabotaging you, family. Okay. It says, I'm deliberately working to undermine your efforts and, place obstacles in your path. They could have been that energy. Okay. Some of you could be experiencing this at this present moment. I feel like somebody is now looking at something and they see they don't want to, sabotage. Yeah, they were desperate. Okay. Spirit is saying they were desperate. This is why they could have been sabotaging you. They could have been desperate trying to get that attention I spoke of, but not knowing how to go about getting it, right? It says, I'm in a bind and I don't know what to do. I may be acting irrationally. Okay. They may not be in a bind in that way. I feel like they could be in an energetic bind. Okay. Low vibrational energy, you get low results. Okay. You don't get any results many times, depending on what it is that you're trying to achieve. So, like I tell people all the time, if you're plotting someone else's downfall, you might as well go on and plot your own because that's not the way it should go. You know what I'm saying? And then enough is enough. I can't make it up at the bottom of the deck. Love. It's all about love. I'm telling you. It says, I will be a positive force in your life and only want to bring you peace and happiness. And I feel like that, past energies that have possibly crossed you, along the way, or you've crossed each other. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it works both ways. Your cross could have been just cutting somebody off. Some people cannot handle that rejection. Like I said, you've rejected that energy. They did not want you to reject them. Okay. They did not want you to reject them. Some of these people could have been somebody you used to hook up with. Okay. It says, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. All right. This could have been an energy out here that you possibly used to hook up with. They could have been in your energy field. Okay. Because once you hook up, that is like sexual contact, physical contact. Oh, yeah. That's really deep. That's deep. And it goes deep and long, family, because in high school growing up, yes, we had that class, okay? Okay. Sexual education, right? And they used to tell you back then, do you not know that the person you touched before or whoever you were physical with, they were physical with somebody else. That person was physical with somebody else, that person, and it has trickled. And they would be telling you by the time you say you could have been with 35 different energies. Okay. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? It's like that's what they were talking about as being passed on energy. All right. So this is before the awakening for those of you who are resonating with this message. This is before the awakening. But I feel like, okay, you've gotten to a point, family, where you like, shoot, it's all love. Okay. And that's just how it is. That's how you're gonna roll. That's how you're gonna flow. And it is what it is. And I feel like, there are energies out there that want that. Look, they want that. I looked over, they're jealous and envious because they want that. They want that love. And they're jealous and envious of it, possibly because they feel like, it is. They feel like it is a divine love. hmm They feel like it's a divine love and they want that. Okay. And I feel like, yeah, they've sabotaged a lot of things. They've sabotaged connections and hookup. And these are chemistry ones. These are ones that could be built on, something, right? You got to stand for something or fall for everything. Yeah. But a lot of them, like I told you, yeah, they were sabotaging it. It was looking like you was getting gaslit. You probably were getting gaslit. You didn't have time for it. You just kept it moving. And I feel like, they knew they were sabotaging you and putting obstacles on your path with these hookup type energies that may have tried to act like they had the chemistry with you. I'm totally feeling the craziest vibes with you. That was all gaslighting. Yeah, they were manipulating your perception of reality. But I feel like you never doubted yourself. And I feel like they were just meddling. They were meddling because they already knew they were incompatible with you. Okay. These were desperate energies that were incompatible with you. It says we definitely have some differences in perspectives and priorities that could make a relationship challenging. They knew that. You knew that too. hmm But they wanted to appear to be as your soulmate, but instead I'm seeing stalemate. That's stalemate. Yeah, I can't make it up. They wanted to appear to be as your soulmate, family. That was bad news. That was stalemate energy. They had nothing to do with a soulmate. A soulmate is all about, people that make you feel like you've been together for lifetimes. and your connection is on another level. They wanted to act like they were your soulmates, or want you to fall into some silly energies of what is that energy when it's a sucker for love energy. Okay, no, you already know your soulmate, and you it's going to be a connection like no other. Facts. Okay. These energies were bad news. Okay. Unfortunately, there's something difficult I need to share with you. And I feel like that's what you could be sharing with somebody in the future. Like, look, hey, we're not connected. Somebody's going to be sharing with somebody in the future that they are not connected. They may have a love for you that's different or something like that, family. I don't know. Only take what resonates. Yeah, didn't I just say somebody's getting ready to say goodbye to somebody in the future because the chemistry just isn't there, or they may have gaslit them or something like that. Or, you have let these energies go. You've rejected that energy. They know they can't get near you. You're not going for the gaslighting. You're not going for anything like that. And they know this. And you said goodbye, or you've said goodbye. And also somebody could be being said goodbye to. Take it how it resonates. Okay. It says the moment has come to part ways. Our paths are diverging, and it's time to let go. I'm telling you, somebody is in the near future getting ready to say goodbye to, incompatible chemistry. Yeah. Somebody could have been being an imposter, and they're getting closure on this. They're figuring out this person had nobody in mind but themselves the entire time. This imposter, yeah. They were only thinking about them. They were putting on a front. Yeah, somebody's closing out this cycle on this imposter because they realized that person was just, all about themselves type energy. They could have traveled towards you, or a beach wanting to travel towards you. This could be some sort of luck. They may have run into you, and this is some sort of luck type energy. Are you kidding me? But this could cause some storms. Okay, so just be careful, be discerning. All right. Be discerning, but there could be some sort of prosperity, growth, and capture here. But we're not going to go to the all that. We're going to let it come out. Okay. Tell me more about this energy. Yeah. We have rejoice in your dreams. Okay. I feel like, you could rejoice in your dreams. Okay. This travel and luck and storm here, this may have been everything that needed to happen that put you on your path. Okay. You may have traveled through many doorways, through many portals, through many, you know what I'm saying, astro travels, astro walks. Okay. 3D realm and spiritual realm. And, the luck to me is more or less blessings being guided. Okay, take it how it resonates for you, though. But it does say luck here, but I'm going to break it down how I want to say it, and it's going to be blessings. So your travel may have brought you into blessings. These blessings were presented as storms, but they ended up bringing in some sort of dreams that you could rejoice about. It's like you had to weather the storm in order to come out on the other side type energy. Storms could be blessings as well, but I don't know. Only take it how it resonates. But I do feel like there are energies that are obsessed with your energy, and they really want to be in it because they see something about a family dynamic here. They also see something about your immaturity. You could be immature to a certain extent, okay? And this immaturity is not like an immaturity that I'm picking up like a child. It's more like, you could be a vulnerable kid at heart type energy. That's what I'm picking up from there. Yep. You're a young kid at heart. This is what I see. Yeah. Somebody feels like they're in the friend zone, but they're really obsessed. They really want to be in your chemistry. They're obsessed with wanting to be in your chemistry. Seriously. Take it how it resonates. And a lot of people don't know how to come towards you. Yeah, something about your status. Something about social standing is a very important thing to them. Maybe you, maybe to somebody around them, maybe to many. Okay. But they are interested, okay, when it's elevating their image. Maybe you're interested when it's elevating your image, okay, but somebody around you, they definitely, they feel to me like they get off on Status quo. Hmm. They get off on status quo to me. Yeah, exploitation now here. Exploiting others, right, for their resources, connections, and skills and knowledge. That's what it is. A lot of people, and those are the energies you reject because they got to come different. As I as the message came out, their approach has got to be different, or they just need to change all the way around because the divine is not going to let them near you with none of that friendly type stuff because you already see through it type energy. They're going to have to come authentic, authentically, period. They're going to have to be authentic when approaching you. Yeah, you're not going for any more gaslights, nothing like that. Yeah, see, it's got to be the chemistry of synergy out here. Yeah, we could achieve so much more together than we could individually, and that's where it's got to really be. Yeah, that family is real. There's no future in your fronting. The family is real. Family is very important to me. It may be very important to you too. Okay. And how would you feel about us becoming a family? I mean, there's somebody here that could possibly have that question for you. Okay. Yeah, I told you this is that vulnerability here. Okay. Someone wants to make sure they don't get ghosted. All right. It says, I love how I can completely be myself with you. That's what this energy is saying, honey. And they don't want to be ghosted here. Okay. They don't want to go through any more abuse. Okay. And however the ghost happened, they don't want it. They don't want to go through any more abuse. Okay. They don't want to go through any more secrets or anything like that because I feel like that's something that they had to go through with this imposter. And they've gotten closure on that. And there could have been a lot of secrets, okay, that were being revealed. Somebody at the bottom of the deck had a big favor. What was the big favor? Something that they wanted to keep a secret. Damn, I ain't lying. Woo wee. Look, I'm looking for significant assistance and a large effort on your part. This is some secret. There's something I'm holding back. Okay, interesting. What is this big favor and secret? What is this big favor and secret? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is this big favor and secret? Should I stop here? Support. I'm here to support and elevate you while expecting nothing in return. Somebody wants you to allow them to support you. And that's the big secret because for whatever reason, I feel like you are one of them energies that can't nobody, you're too independent. That's exactly what that's telling me. But they want to keep this a secret. They don't want nobody to know that they don't want nobody knowing that they're supporting you type energy. And this is in the near future. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is yeah, you got to keep this a secret. It says future, our paths are destined to align through the purpose. I mean, though the purpose may still be unclear, our paths are destined to align, though the purpose may still be unclear. And that's the secret. Mm, I guess. Yeah, something about you having sage advice here. And you could have lost interest, or they could have, or something like that, or you thought they did, or I don't know. Hmm. Sage advice, it says, my wisdom is rooted in experience. I can offer a fresh perspective. Maybe that is somebody seeing you that way. They see you as someone that can offer a fresh perspective. Mm. Hmm. And this is possibly in the future. Sage advice. Because they look at you as being responsible here. It says, I have got a good head on my shoulders. You can count on me. Okay. This is a go for them. Somebody here could be seeing you as being responsible. And I feel like these energies over here who you've rejected because of the way they come in and get to acting, you've decided, you didn't want to deal with that and you've rejected them. And therefore they're feeling left out for some reason. But I mean, That's just the way it is. Yeah, that's just the way it is. They're just being left out because their approach has been everything but a positive approach. Hmm. Yep. Something about, I feel there's a connection here where nobody makes me laugh the way you do. And something about this spiritual here, I'm ready and connection. Let's see. All at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, nobody makes me laugh the way you do and spiritual here. I love how aligned we are in our beliefs and core values. We can really grow together. Somebody here is ready. It says I'm ready to find my life partner and settle down. And then connection is here with whatever ends up happening with us. I'm grateful to have met you and for the connection that we have. So this feels to me like somebody's already in your energy field. Hmm. And then as I look over here, yep, somebody wants to make you a love offer. Look at the bottom of the deck, a love offer to a rich, look, a love offer to a rich girl on the split, a rich girl that's rich in family energy, possibly priest, high priest energy, someone that's gone through an awakening. Tell me more. Yeah, through their faith. Mm-hmm. Gone now. Yeah, promise you. Ooh, that's a good energy. I love it. I love it. Hmm. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. And thank you for the messages thus far, because I could feel that energy moving in on somebody. Okay, on somebody. I can't make it up. Moving in on somebody. Your soulmate's moving in on somebody. Got to run up on their soulmate. Someone's soulmate has moved in on them. Mm. And I mean for real. And he's a nice guy at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, see, I feel like, this I'm telling you, didn't I say they didn't want nobody to know that they was protecting you from this? Because somebody was like really messing with you, family, and you were working hard. And this is going to be a surprise to you to find out who was protecting you. Okay, you're going to get to travel. This is good karma. Somebody out here is going through an emotional pain over this abundance that they were trying to take from you. Ever since you was a child, they was abusing you and evil eyeing you and trying to have you in some bondage here, making you feel like you were abandoned by some sort of help, some sort of justice. Yeah, keeping you in twin flame energy. You may have moved away from that and became unbothered, especially because you already knew your mental and emotional stability was definitely stable. You were dealing with people that were unstable. You're a high priestess energy. You knew you were dealing with unstable people. You decided to move on. And that's where your achievements came in. That's how you were able to block things, block karmic feminine energy. Okay, this energy could be concerned now pertaining to their stable and their stability and their well-being and their thoughts of love and being able to manifest it into their life and live blissful without practicing rituals bringing on lust and ailments. Versus practicing self-love and self-care like your ancestors taught you. That's the only thing that's going to manifest real love in a divine masculine, not that animosity, someone that you can trust. This person is trusted, they may live in your community and they may do something or follow, or, there's an occupation. This occupation with this doctor, somebody could be like really like own it. And they're held in high honor. And you got a lot of people pissed off at that. Look, you got a lot of people pissed off at that because you stay in that energy of thinking about some love for whoever this is resonating with. And there's nothing wrong with vibing high like that for your significant other, okay? For your soulmate that came out who's a nice guy. Okay. Some people feel that they can't find that again, but sure you can, but you're gonna have to open your heart up to it. Cause I don't care what nobody says, yeah, y'all be on that, but I'm gonna keep it 4,000. And I'm not saying y'all, but there are some energies out in the world that be on that weird shit, and it is literally about love and respect and harmony, tranquility, peace, and prosperity. And if it ain't about that, something wrong, family. And I'm telling you flat out, if that ain't what it's about, then I don't know. I can't tell you that that part. Message. Okay. It right. Look, as I look over, if they can't relate to that message, I don't know what to tell you, babies, as I look over. Okay. Facts. If anybody's saying anything that isn't promoting freedom, okay, through instinct and balance, something wrong. Because that's all that's going to bring it in. Love, harmony, tranquility, prosperity, peace, protection, and respect, and good health. You feel me? We already covered prosperity in there. You feel me? So a lot of people be stuck on stupid. So if they're stuck on stupid, they can't relate to you. And that's just the bottom line. And you're not worried about it because you ain't trying to relate to that anyway. Okay, family, facts. Okay. So this is what I want you to enter and overstand. Okay. You could be dealing with some sort of fate type of energy here. Somebody could be getting readings done on someone or trying to. Someone could be trying to wear a mask. Okay. But it doesn't matter because these are all the energies that you've rejected, but they still want your love. And it's okay. I would want it too if it was as good as your love is. Your love is good. You know what I'm saying? You love for real. You be like, okay, look, I can't make it up. Divine, and to me, that intuitive Kev with this divinity out here and that nice guy, that's a divine masculine. He just like you. He intuitive. He got that high priest energy. Okay. He got the faith, the same faith. It's like you guys are meant to be. You're a soulmate. This is the soulmate energy. And that's why others can't get near you. Can't I told you that at the bottom of the deck, that's why others can't get near you. Is because they don't have, yeah, they're coming in with this, friends with benefit energy. They can never get close to you with that. I'm not looking for anything serious, but I wouldn't mind being friends with benefits. Please, you too grown for that. Look, and I look over boundaries. Yeah, you got boundaries when it comes to that. Yeah. Someone here, I'm going to push your boundaries. No, they ain't family. No, they ain't on the split. It's something about your boundaries being set in stone with this surprise and legal out here. Your boundaries are set in stone type energy. hmm Your boundaries are set in stone. Yeah, they're gonna be all up in prison trying to fuck with you, especially when it comes on this friends and benefits. Cause yeah, your boundaries are set in stone. Surprise, that's a surprise to them. There's some sort of documentation, some legal documentation within the universal laws when it comes to your boundaries not being crossed or violated. And I can't make it up on the shuffle. Yeah, this is a high priest, high priestess connection. Yeah. Yeah, but no karmic masculines allowed. I promise you. Facts. Uh-uh. You have already been through all of that, and you've rejected them time and time again, family. And what did I start out by saying? Exactly. I started out by saying it feels good to be loved. And there are energies that long for your love and attention and don't always know how to go about getting it. Some feel they should be able to force things on you or force their way in. And this is the energy that you have rejected many times over, but they don't want to be rejected by you. They want you to accept them. No, they're going to need to find a different approach or actually flat out change in order to be allowed by the divine creator of all living things. near you, period. Okay. All right. So for those of you who that message is resonating with, that's where I'm going to leave it today. Okay. And it's ironic. Easter Sunday fell on 420. I thought to myself, I said, I know that's right. Speak spirit, speak nature. Everybody like, what? Yeah, boy, I tell you, this is gonna be the energy is real. And so refreshing, actually. Okay, very clean energy for those of you who has spent the day cleaning. Okay, getting organized. Oh, and announcement. Yes, masculine energy gifts have arrived. So packages will be going out this week. Okay. Awesome. 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 Thank you, feminine energy, for allowing that to take place. For my divine feminines and the divine masculines, for those of you who those gifts are going out. And then I will be pulling random and I'll reach out to you. Trust. And you'll know it was me. Okay. You'll know it is me. Let me put it to you like that. All right. So yeah, let's go on and wrap this one up. Divine, thank you so much for allowing us to be here. I do ask that you continue to keep in our lives love, harmony, tranquility, prosperity, peace, protection, and respect and good health. Ashe, and thank you. And until next time, and you know what I love to say, namaste.